Good evening. You're watching the news tonight, your daily roundup of all that has happened across India and the world. I'm Ishan Russell, and these are the headlines that we're tracking this evening. No floor test in Uttarakhand tomorrow. Supreme Court maintains status quo in the state, seeks centre's response to 7 questions on the imposition of President's rule in Uttarakhand. Battle lines drawn in Parliament over the Augusta-Westland deal. BJP leader Subramaniam Swamy alleges links to Congress President Sonia Gandhi. Congress counters demands for probe. President Pranab Mukherjee to leave for a 5-day tour to Papua New Guinea in New Zealand. High-level delegation to be part of the visit. And Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton score huge victories on Super Tuesday. Trump sweeps all 5 presidential primaries. Clinton races ahead in 4. Our top story this evening, the Supreme Court on Wednesday stayed the High Court's order saying the President's rule will continue in Uttarakhand. The court also framed 7 tough questions to the centre during the hearing. The Supreme Court fixed the 3rd of May for further hearing of the case.
Uttarakhand will remain under President's rule for now. Stating this, the Supreme Court also maintained there will be no floor test on April 29th as ordered by the High Court.
One of the points that came up from Justice Mishra was to consider the question of, after all of this is there, whether eventually the question of a floor test will arise. Of course, the order of a floor test, which was to be conducted on the 29th, the interim stay continues, and now the matter will be argued on the 3rd of May, which is Tuesday next week.
The court also sought the centre's response to 7 questions on the imposition of President's rule in Uttarakhand, including whether the delay in the floor test could be grounds for proclaiming President's rule. The court also asked if the disqualification of MLAs by the Speaker is itself a relevant issue in imposing President's rule under Article 356, or even if the President can take note of the proceedings in the Uttarakhand Assembly in deciding to impose President's rule.
Supreme Court has fixed a date and we will abide by that, and still the matter is before the Supreme Court. I have no comments to make.
Does it look surprising? I'm not surprised. This is all part of the grand plan. They can postpone, they can delay, but the truth will prevail. At the end of the day, Uttarakhand is Congress.
Last week, the top court put on hold a High Court order cancelling President's rule. It also directed the High Court to release the signed judgment by April 26th to all parties involved in the case. The court will start a fresh hearing from May 3rd before delivering its final verdict by May 13th. Uttarakhand has been under President's rule since March 27th. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Now, rubbishing allegations made by the ruling BJP, Congress President Sonia Gandhi accused the centre of using a strategy of character assassination against her in the Augusta-Westland chopper deal, also known as the 2013 Indian helicopter bribery scandal.
The battle lines have been drawn between the ruling BJP and the Congress in the Augusta-Westland deal case. The 3,600 crore deal for a dozen VVIP choppers manufactured by Augusta-Westland was cancelled by India in 2014 after the Italian Court of Appeals began investigating the multi-million-dollar chopper deal. On Wednesday, BJP leader Subramaniam Swamy linked Congress President Sonia Gandhi to the Augusta-Westland deal, demanding that the connection be further investigated. The charges, however, have been countered aggressively by the Congress.
Can't corner them if they have nothing to hide. They must support me. I'm only saying expand the investigation of the CBI. फिर ये सारे नाम आ गए, किस में आए हैं? कोई आरोप वहाँ लगाया नहीं अखबार ने. ये तो एक हाई कोर्ट की जो दर्जा वाली कोर्ट है मिलान में, इटली में, उसने जजमेंट में कहा है. तो इसको हम कैसे नज़रअंदाज कर सकते हैं?
Where are the proofs? They are lies. They are part of a strategy of character assassination. These people have been in government now for 2 years. The inquiry is on. Why don't they complete quickly, as soon as possible, and impartially, the inquiry? And then everything will come out. The truth will come out.
Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar also challenged the Congress to show the UPA government order blacklisting the Anglo-Italian helicopter maker in connection with the VVIP chopper scam. He also added that his ministry has received a copy of the Italian court order.
उन्होंने कब ब्लैकलिस्ट किया था, ये पहला सवाल उनसे पूछो. उसका जवाब आ गया कि बाद में मैं इसके ऊपर आपको जवाब दूं. The rules of Parliament are very clear that I should explain the matter to the Parliament first. So I'll be doing that sometime in the near future based on convenience and time fixed. And we are also asking for information.
Observations made by the Italian Court of Appeals in the case has generated a heavy political blame game cutting across party lines.
What has been revealed in Augusta is very important and very serious. And therefore now Congress owes an explanation. They need to really introspect what they have done to the country. And they must explain why they did so. What is the role of their leaders in Augusta Westland case?
Why did Modi government not blacklist Augusta Westland? Why did Modi government in July 2014 seek an opinion from Attorney General Mukul Rohtgi, wherein he said, don't blacklist Augusta Westland, don't blacklist its parent company, permit them to participate in defense contracts.
ये अदालत का फैसला पढ़ने को मिला है. अदालत इसमें अपना कार्य कर रही है और अदालत जो भी फैसला करेगी, जो भी आदेश होगी, वो सब लोगों को मान्य होगा.
ये लोग सरकार में हैं. पिछले 2 साल से जो लेटर की बात कर रहे हैं, जो कह रहे हैं जो एनेक्स से पार्ट ऑफ द जजमेंट है, वो 2 साल से सरकार के पास है, पब्लिक डोमेन में. अब तक क्यों जांच क्यों नहीं की? और अभी भी करा लें जांच.
Documents related to the negotiations reviewed by the Italian court refer to Sonia Gandhi as the driving force. It also mentions her advisors, including Ahmed Patel and then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Angry exchanges between opposition Congress and ruling BJP members in the Augusta Westland issue led to 2 adjournments in the Rajya Sabha today. Congress MPs reacted angrily to BJP leader Subramaniam Swamy seeking to drag Sonia Gandhi's name into the controversial case. Congress members stormed into the well, with some members even moving closer to the Treasury benches. This led to the Deputy Chairman adjourning the House for 10 minutes. When the House reassembled, Deputy Chairman P.J. Kurian expunged Swamy's reference to the Congress President, saying he should not name a member who cannot come and defend himself or herself.
You know that the name of the member of the other house should not be taken here. A member who cannot come and defend here should not be taken. See, please, I would say, being the first day, I am not admonishing you, but I am saying that don't repeat it. The name of the member you have mentioned to the other house is expunged.
President Pranab Mukherjee is embarking on a 2-nation tour to Papua New Guinea and New Zealand later tonight. This will be the first ever state visit of an Indian president to these 2 countries. Both countries have close people-to-people ties with India.
President Pranab Mukherjee will leave for a 5-day tour to Papua New Guinea and New Zealand later tonight. In the first leg of his tour to Papua New Guinea, the president will meet Governor-General Michael Ogyeo and Prime Minister Peter O'Neill. Not only does the country hold strategic importance for India, it is also rich in minerals like nickel, cobalt and gold. Papua New Guinea, however, looks towards India for its developmental needs.
Papua New Guinea is looking towards India for many of its development needs, such as in the health sector, capacity building in IT, agriculture and infrastructure development. And a line of credit is being finalized for infrastructure projects to be done by India in Papua New Guinea.
President Mukherjee will then visit New Zealand. There, the President will meet the Governor-General, Prime Minister, opposition leaders and business leaders. India and New Zealand have close people-to-people ties as well. There are many Indian students studying in the country, and India is an important trade partner for New Zealand.
Agreements and MOUs in the field of air connectivity and education are expected to be signed during the visit. With this visit, we hope to energize and upgrade our bilateral relationship to a new level.
A high-level delegation, including Minister of State for Agriculture Sanjeev Balyan, is accompanying the President on the 5-day visit. Akhilesh Suman's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Time now for all the election-related news in our special segment, Verdict 2016. In a strong display of Congress left bonding, former Chief Minister of West Bengal Bulletin and Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi addressed an election rally together in Kolkata's Park Circus. This is the first time two senior leaders of the erstwhile rivals appeared together in a joint campaign. Polling in 53 constituencies of Hooghly, South 24 Parganas and Kolkata South districts, which are considered to be the Trinamool Congress strongholds, are scheduled to take place on the 30th of April. Earlier in the day, Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi addressed 3 election rallies in West Bengal. Speaking in East Midnapur, Rahul claimed that Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee had betrayed the trust of her alliance partners by not creating enough opportunities for the people of the state.
ममता जी ने कहा था कि 70 लाख युवाओं को ममता जी रोजगार देंगी। बहुत अच्छा वायदा था। उस समय कांग्रेस पार्टी भी तृणमूल के साथ खड़ी थी, अलायंस था हमारा, और हमने ममता जी पे भरोसा किया था कि बंगाल में रोजगार आएगा। रोजगार नहीं आया, युवाओं को रोजगार नहीं मिला, ना विकास, ना प्रगति, ना शिक्षा, ना स्वास्थ्य, ना रोजगार, सिर्फ तृणमूल कांग्रेस का गुंडा राज, सिंडिकेट राज।
News from Kerala, where Chief Minister Oommen Chandy has urged the centre to declare the state a drought-affected state. A high-level meeting of ministers and government officials will be held in Thiruvananthapuram on Thursday to discuss the unprecedented drought conditions prevailing in many parts of the state. Chandy also said that his government has got permission from the Election Commission to deal with the drought situation. He cited the prevailing extreme hot weather conditions that have affected normal life in several areas. Voices are being raised for the civil society and government to come together and solve the water crisis. And staying with news about the drought situation across many parts of the country and surrounded by ponds on all sides, Datia district in Madhya Pradesh is experiencing an unprecedented drought and water scarcity. Located in the Bundelkhand region, residents in this historical region are looking for an urgent solution to their crisis. Take a look at the special report.
With the present population of nearly 1,200 people, Agora village used to be the home of the Parmar dynasty. They ruled over an empire that's today entirely drought-stricken. The 1,100-acre Veer Sagar lake is totally dry. Built in 1618, the lake was the brainchild of the king of Datia, Veer Singh Bundela. For centuries, it's been the lifeline of nearby villages. Its present state spells a drinking water crisis for the villagers. The wells and hand pumps have dried up, and the hopes of the villagers rest on this solitary hand pump.
बहुत दूर से पानी भरने आना पड़ता है, पढ़ने के लिए भी टाइम नहीं मिलता है इसके लिए। इतने आधा किलोमीटर से हम पानी भरने आता, कभी-कभी नल भी खराब हो जाते हैं, तो बहुत दिक्कत है। पानी के लिए भी थोड़ा-थोड़ा पीने के लिए मिलता है।
Agora village has been in the grip of a drought for the last 2 years. It's the same story in Durgapur, Bhagor, Bajni and Nichroli. But despite the hardships, the villagers haven't been officially declared drought hit. The villagers have made several representations to the district administration. But there has been no help forthcoming, either as improved water supply or as compensation.
शायद खेती के लिए भी पानी कम है, पीने के लिए भी पानी कम है, कुएं सूख चुके हैं, हैंडपंप भी सूख चुके हैं। पानी जाने के लिए बहुत मशक्कत करनी पड़ती है, 1-1 घंटा लाइन में खड़े हो, जबकि कहीं जाके 2 डब्बा पानी मिलता है, मतलब 30 लीटर पानी। और 30 लीटर पानी में किसी भी परिवार का गुजारा नहीं हो सकता सर।
Back-to-back droughts for 2 years in a row have hit the farmers hard, but politics has prevented compensation from reaching them.
तालाब में पानी रहता था, अब 2 साल से सूखा पड़ने होते हुए कुआं भी सूख गए, तालाब भी सूख चुका है और पानी की परेशानी बहुत है। कुछ सरकार की ओर से कुछ नहीं मिला।
At least 100 of the 668 villages in Datia are in an extremely bad state. Most of the ponds in the districts are all dry. The kharif crops are destroyed. But politics has prevented many villages from being declared drought affected. A charge that's being made against many of the ruling BJP MLAs. The matter has even reached the Chief Minister, but so far it has had no effect. Arvind Kumar Singh's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Summer news from around the country nationwide now. A huge fire broke out at a biodiesel unit near the port city of Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh on Tuesday night. There are no reports of casualties. Around 40 fire engines were set to control the blaze that started in the facilities of a company called Biomax in the Duvara Special Economic Zone around 7:30 p.m. Out of the 18 fuel storage tankers which store crude oil and biodiesel, 12 caught fire. A fire broke out in the office of Odisha Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik in the State Assembly on Wednesday. The reason with the fire was a short circuit. The fire broke out at around 12:20 p.m. but was controlled within 20 minutes. No one was reportedly hurt in the incident. The Jammu and Kashmir government has sealed the Lal Chowk area in Srinagar to prevent a prayer meet for the separatist group JKLF co-founder Amanullah Khan. JKLF chairman Yasin Malik was arrested from his residence in the morning and Hurriyat leader Mir Wais was also detained. Bollywood director Kabir Khan was heckled at the Karachi airport on Wednesday. Kabir Khan was in Karachi on a day-long visit to attend a conference and was heading to Lahore. Protesters surrounded him at the Jinnah International Airport, shouted anti-India slogans and questioned him for not depicting the role of India's RAW in Pakistan. Time for us to take a short break. There's lots more on the other side. Do stay tuned.
Are we expecting J. Lalita to give interviews to the national channels?
You are giving speciality importance to interview in national TV. We are giving importance to the electoral issues and the election propaganda.
For a political party, it is right to sustain itself on a freebie culture.
We are saviors and caretakers of the public at large. We have to take care of their needs.
AIDMK was seen as a potential ally of BJP. Now the things are not as it was earlier.
We will give constructive support where things are considered as constructive.
Watch To The Point with Chief Minister Jayalalitha's Man Friday and prominent AIDMK leader C. Ponniyin only on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back. You're watching the news tonight. Some international news now. And Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton scored huge victories on Tuesday that brings them closer to a monumental duel for the White House in the fall. Trump swept all 5 presidential primaries held at Connecticut, Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania and Rhode Island, strengthening his grip on the Republican Party race for a U.S. presidential nomination. While on the other hand, Democrat Hillary Clinton raced ahead of rival Bernie Sanders. Here's more on that.
Super Tuesday brought another huge win for Donald Trump. Trump has so far swept the board of all 5 Super Tuesday primaries to move closer to winning the Republican presidential nomination outright. The show of strength saw the billionaire's rivals Ted Cruz and John Kasich trailing far behind.
I just want to thank everybody. This is a far bigger win than we even expected, all 5. And that's something that's really
Trump rolled up victories over Cruz and Kasich in Pennsylvania, Maryland, Connecticut, Rhode Island and Delaware. The margin of his victory rivaled that in his home state of New York a week ago.
I started off with 17. I'm down now. I'm winning it. It's over. As far as I'm concerned, it's over. These 2 guys cannot win. There's no path. So why would I change? You know, if you have a football team and you're winning, and then you get to the Super Bowl, you don't change your quarterback, right? So I'm not changing.
The Republican race will next week shift to Indiana, a more conservative state where Cruz hopes to pick up more delegates than he has over the past week.
One of us is fed up with politicians who betray us, who make promises and then don't do it. Donald is telling us he is lying to us. He says he can be a different person tomorrow than he is today. Well, let me tell you what, I am the same person today that I was yesterday and that I will be tomorrow as president.
On the other side, Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton defeated challenger Bernie Sanders in Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania and Connecticut. Her only loss of the night was to Sanders in Rhode Island. In her victory speech, Clinton spoke of the need for unity, adding pressure on her rival to quit or ease criticism of her.
I applaud Senator Sanders and his millions of supporters for challenging us to get unaccountable money out of our politics and giving greater emphasis to closing the gap of inequality. And I know together we will get that done. Because whether you support Senator Sanders or you support me, there's much more that unites us than divides us.
Although experts see Sanders as having no possible path to victory, he is not showing any signs of leaving the race after taking the surprise win in Rhode Island.
The elections are not closed primaries. We were in New York State last week. 3 million people in New York State could not vote. We have won over 1,200 delegates to the Democratic National Convention. And in the last several weeks, the national polls, they don't show us 60 points down. A few of them have us actually ahead or a few points down.
The next stop for the candidates on the primary trail will now be Indiana. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Authorities in Belgium have extradited Paris attack suspect Salah Abdeslam to France. He's due to appear in front of a French magistrate before being placed under a formal investigation. The prosecutor will request he be held in custody. The 26-year-old Belgian-born French national is the only surviving member of the November killings in Paris that left 130 people dead and dozens wounded. He was shot in the leg before being arrested in a police raid in the Molenbeek area of Brussels on the 18th of March. After a 4-month international manhunt, Abdeslam is charged with participation in terrorist murder and the activities of a terrorist organization. The Belgian police have also tried to question him over his links to 3 suicide bombers who struck Brussels airport and metro on the 22nd of March, killing 32 people and injuring hundreds more. He was flown by helicopter to France on Wednesday morning. Some more international news now in Global Buzz. Papua New Guinea is to close down a detention centre in Manus Island used by Australia for asylum seekers. Prime Minister Peter O'Neill announced the move after the Supreme Court asked Australia and Papua New Guinea to take steps to shut the centre down. Australia sends asylum seekers to the island, a centre under its offshore processing policy. Clashes erupted in the Moria Migrant Detention Centre on the Greek island of Lesbos late on Tuesday. The protest broke out during a visit by the Greek Migration Affairs Minister and a Dutch official. The Moria camp was converted into a closed detention centre after the EU-Turkey deal aimed at stemming the flow of migrants into Europe. A Japanese warship docked at a former U.S. naval base in the Philippines near the disputed South China Sea waters yesterday. The Philippines has been pursuing closer ties with Japan to counter China's naval influence in the region and has even filed a case with a UN-backed tribunal challenging the legality of China's claims in the South China Sea. South Sudan's rebel leader Riek Machar has been sworn in as vice president in a boost for a peace deal aimed at ending 2 years of conflict. Machar was welcomed as vice president by President Salva Kiir ahead of forming a unity government. Thousands have been killed and about 2 million people left homeless in the conflict in South Sudan, which became independent in 2011. France's state-controlled naval contractor DCNS Group has won a $40 billion contract France's state-controlled naval contractor DCNS Group has won a $40 billion contract to build Australia's new fleet of submarines. Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull said on Tuesday that DCNS has been chosen to build 12 new submarines at shipyards in Adelaide and South Australia. All right, let's check out what's been happening in the world of sports and Sports Beat. The Supreme Court on Wednesday dismissed Maharashtra Cricket Association's appeal against the Bombay High Court order to shift IPL matches out of the state post the 30th of April. In its plea, the Cricket Association has said that it will not be using potable water for the cricket pitches but use treated sewage water instead. Pakistan's Cricket Board issued a show-cause notice to Yunus Khan for walking out of a one-day tournament after disagreement with match officials. The senior batsman has been charged for breaches of several clauses of his contract and is not allowed to play in the Pakistan Cup. Manchester City survived a late grilling by Real Madrid to hold on to a 0-0 draw on Tuesday. This keeps their hope alive of reaching the Champions League final for the first time. 10 times champion Real suffered a setback before kick-off when Cristiano Ronaldo was ruled out due to a thigh injury. This year's men's and women's singles champions of the Wimbledon will each receive nearly $3 million as the Grand Slam tournament increased overall prize money by 5%. The total prize fund is going to go up to £28.1 million at the Grass Court Championships. Well, that's the news tonight.